Amidst all the dazzling light, the rhythmic beat of dhak, and vibrant artistry that transform the city of joy Kolkata into a city of open art, there is one Durga Puja pandal that stands out. We are here at Friends Club Behala in Kolkata, a Durga Puja pandal which stands out not simply because of its grandeur, but also for showing the courage as they have chosen to highlight the anguish of Gaza through stories which have mostly stayed untold. The moment you walk in here, you will be greeted by this broken piece of art, like a broken wall, and you have something written on it which is unmissable. That's called genocide. Yes, that's what would greet you inside. As this Durga Puja pandal kind of blends religious celebration with the canvas of conscience. Just not Gaza, this Puja Pandal has tried drawing parallels between the catastrophe which is unfolding in Palestine and the Bengal famine which happened in 1943. Yes, they say they are separated by 82 years, but the history has bound them into a single thread. Doesn't really matter if Palestine is 5,500 kilometers away from Kolkata. This wall tells you the story of Bengal famine and kind of highlights as how that suffering is quite similar to the suffering which is unfolding there in Palestine. All the war, propaganda, all the screaming and lies and hatred, these always come from those who are not fighting themselves. Said who? George Orwell. Amidst the triumphs and defeats of war lie hunger, the ruins of shelter, the plundering of ordinary people's wealth. Those who sit on the thrones and wage wars easily turn away from such truths, and we too, from afar, often watch war as if it were a spectacle. Words that could haunt us, words that could remind us of a history that probably we have forgotten now. And maybe for generations to come, Palestine and the suffering from there would also be our history. But every time the history of human suffering emanates in the world, from some part of the world, it kind of evokes the idea of a question. Why? Why and how? We have failed to stop Bengal famine. Why and how? We have failed to stop what's happening in Palestine. There is something very striking, and you will find difficult to miss that the moment to come here in this pandal. You can figure out these are all TV sets. These are all dummy TV sets made of wood. This is part of the larger art, and the installation has a story to say. The role of media, be it in everyday crisis that we face here in India or outside India, as what happened in Palestine, as how a section of mainstream media played a very biased and selective role, keeping in mind the larger interest of religion and the religion divide that can only set in a discourse in the country for the political gains of this or that party. Yes, the silence of mainstream media in failing to evoke emotion, in failing to evoke debate, in failing to initiate discourse in the society over Gaza and Palestine is a telling truth of a role they are playing, unfortunately, still part of our lives. Maa Durga is just not a warrior goddess. She's also the mother of the universe, one who shelters, nurtures, and is also a fierce protector. If she is the mother of this universe, the question that begs an answer: who are these people who are killing her children? Who are these people who are killing her children in some other part of this world? And why? In Gaza, hundreds of children have been killed. They have lost their lives to a rubble which has fallen on them. Their dreams have been smothered. They have died to the bombs they never saw coming. Some are barely old enough to even speak. Yes, all that has happened in Gaza. And while Durga Puja is a religious festival and the festive fervor is definitely there, and while elsewhere you would find Maa Durga, the ideal, the deity, in all her grandness, wearing jewelry, ornaments, here it's slightly different. Here Maa Durga is simply in a somber mood. She's a mother and she's grieving. Because while she is being worshipped here, under the same sky, in some other part of the world, it's her children who are dying. While the world is watching, helpless, could be worse, is silent. What you are hearing instead of the rhythmic beats of Dhak is a poem written by Nama Hassan, a Palestinian who is now outside the Gaza Strip, equally a sufferer. She is living there in a relief center along with her children, a poem which has only taken birth out of her own woes. And the rendition has been done by Raida Gazela. To become a lover, wash your face well, granted a chance to absorb the light, a grain of wheat inside her dimples. Then let her smile at the hungry. I tried to be convinced by a handful of salt, a song, a sea, but the fish had another opinion. We are good only for drowning. Lines that would haunt you as you leave this puja pandal. At a time when country's foreign policy dictates emotions, could itself walk on a tightrope, this puja pandal allows you to speak out. This puja pandal is a testament of freedom of expression that has allowed art to stand in solidarity and whisper the name Palestine. If behind me you have this wall that reads genocide, right bang opposite to it, you have another wall with an equally broken structure, but all blank, much like a clean slate, with two lines written over here. Golpo bolte thako, jotokkhon na raat gobhir hoye ashe. Keep telling the story till the dusk settles down. It is more like an open slate, and you are holding the chalk, allowing you to decide what story you want to write, what story you want to tell to the people. Here, people in Palestine and people across the world. You hold the pen, you hold the chalk, and you are the king. Along with Ronnie Shatra, here in Kolkata, this is Tamal Saha for News the Truth, NTT. As our eyes meet the eyes of the goddess, the ears meet with the haunting voice of Nama Hassan, a Palestinian poet now living in a relief camp. Her verses float through the pandal like a lament, and I quote, I indulge my hunger, I imitate a spike of wheat in its dance, I kiss the mouth of a bird that visits my abode each morning, yet I could not become a loaf. In these lines lies the ache of an entire people, a hunger not just for food but for dignity, for hope and for peace.